Honorable Ambrose George remarks on government's contribution to the development of the Kalinago Territory. Tourism Minister says community tourism is the way to go, and the DLP government recognizes the importance of empowered women in development. Thanks for joining us for another edition of National Focus. I'm Tasia Floissac.
And I'm Nisha Charles. Stay with us for details of the headline stories and others after this.
A lot of bathtubs are blamed for bruises. Some staircases are accused of being responsible for broken bones. Doors are occasionally viewed suspiciously as causing lesions. A high percentage of tables are accused of producing bleeding or trauma. Violence against women is a crime, and it's everyone's responsibility. It's inexcusable. If you're a victim or witness of physical or psychological violence or abuse, seek help and denounce the perpetrator.
Thanks for staying with us. Speaking of projects such as the Kalinago Baranahote, Honorable Ambrose George is of the view that the Dominica Labour Party administration has invested significantly in the development of the country's indigenous people and their community. Addressing the 8th inaugural meeting of the Carib Council while representing the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit last Friday, Honorable George listed several DLP initiatives within the territory which he believes have significantly impacted the lives of the Kalinago people.
The capacity building project, $8.6 million, a loan taken by the government through the Caribbean Development Bank. And you heard of the many facets of that program, of that project. You had the land use program, the house retrofitting project, the institutional strengthening, the construction of the road to Tuna Village, the resource center at Sensi, which will provide for many other amenities, including a state-of-the-art preschool, probably the best maybe on the island when it is completed, a post office, an administrative building or offices, administrative offices, and an auditorium, a place where you can continue to develop the culture and present the culture of the Kalinago people.
The Honorable Minister also referenced the cassava processing plant designed to add value to cassava, a crop indigenous to the Kalinago people.
In my mind is in fact, as an agriculturist, as a farmer, I would welcome such a development because cassava is grown very widely in the Carib Territory, and a processing plant can not only add value to the raw material, that is the cassava itself, when you grow and harvest the cassava, but by adding value to the byproducts, the processing aspect of it, which is aimed at export earning. And that can only redound to further and additional income to the farmers and the families of the Carib Territory. So I believe it's something that has been welcomed, yes, and should be appreciated.
Honorable George could not go without mentioning the notable improvements in housing, especially that which was brought about with assistance from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
There's no doubt that the houses that have been constructed have had a positive impact on the lives of the people. There were people who were living in very deplorable conditions. We all know that. It's no gesture or joke about it. And the lives and the esteem of those people have been improved. And we have to say thanks, of course, to our friends from Venezuela for having given us the funding for that project. And as your power rep indicated, the housing revolution continues to unfold in the Carib Territory. The retrofitting, the assistance for repairs to the homes of the people in the Carib Territory. The new program of getting rid of pit latrines, a very important program.
According to the Honorable Minister, even more commendable is the fact that government has set the pace for the rest of the world by its initiative to eradicate pit latrines. The DLP government launched the program only days before the United Nations made an international appeal for better sanitation across the globe. With that said, the Honorable Minister acknowledged that development is a process which occurs over time, and he admitted that there is still much to be done before the territory will be brought to recognize its full potential. However, he said, it is well on its way.
In other news, the National Employment Program is taking the initiative to train people to take better care of the senior citizens who are confined to their homes. The Honorable Minister for Trade, Employment, Industry and Diaspora Affairs, Dr. Colin McIntyre, says he has decided to bring in massage therapists to help ease the discomfort of senior citizens.
I've decided to even bring into the National Employment Program someone who can massage for us. And we have a number of old senior folks at home. They've never been massaged properly, get a little blood flowing properly in the legs and whatnot, you know. They may even want to walk again. And Madam Speaker, we are looking for all these sort of persons in terms of trained personnel to bring them in to help in terms of helping our people at home. And this is serious employment for our people. And not having our folks who are qualified out there, we require their assistance and, you know, whatever they can offer. And this is helping. I have already started this program, Madam Speaker, and I'm really hoping to expand it in terms of getting out to some of our bedridden stroke people, or some of those who are suffering from any sort of ailment in there. I'm talking about the seniors, Madam Speaker, because they are very important to us.
The National Employment Program will also seek to engage young people with the village beautification projects.
When you go around Dominica, Madam Speaker, you're seeing some changes right now, and this is because of the National Employment Program, partnering with the Ministry of Public Works and other ministries and the village council in terms of helping Dominica, keeping Dominica clean, Now, and it serves as a means of employment. What we want to do now, Madam Speaker, with this year is to get our women more involved in and start to get them to start producing the plans so they can look at the beautification aspect. Yes, the guys out there, they're working hard, they're keeping the villages clean for us, I must admit. But we want to bring in this component into enhancing it to get the women involved, where they can prepare the plans, they can plan the plans, and they can keep this place beautiful for us. This program has been working, and it has touched every single village in Dominica.
Meanwhile, as it gears up to commence its third school year in operation, the Dominica Institute for the Arts, DIFA, is encouraging all interested individuals to register for its wide range of visual and performing arts courses. Acting Chief Cultural Officer Jacinta David made the appeal last Friday at the closing ceremony of the Cultural Division's Children's Summer Art Program.
The Cultural Division recognizes the fact that the greatest resource of any country is its human resource. And so in the new academic year, training programs will continue in various artistic disciplines through the Dominica Institute for the Arts, DIFA. And these programs are fine art, ballet, functional keyboard, music theory, arts and events management, steel pan, creative dance, drum set, traditional drumming, children's choir, flute, guitar, ballroom and folk dancing, wood carving, Creole language, introduction to acting, costume building, photography, traditional dance, and acting for theater and film. So this year we entice you to register the children for these programs with DIFA.
Classes cost $50 each per month and are open to children from age 7 to adults. Interested individuals are encouraged to call the Cultural Division for more information or to visit the Old Mill Cultural Center for registration forms. The new school year for DIFA will commence on Tuesday, September 9th.
Two new artists from Guadeloupe will be part of the 18th edition of the World Creole Music Festival. Dali and Riddler out of Guadeloupe will perform alongside other regional and international acts on October 24 to October 26, 2014. Marketing executive of the festival, Leroy Wadix-Charles, says there are still some major acts left to be officially confirmed, but all systems are go for this year's edition.
We also have from Guadeloupe Dali, which we just signed, and Dali is more or less in the new generation. He is a songwriter, producer. He also sings in bouillon. As a matter of fact, he has collaborated with several Dominican bouillon artists here. And we are very privileged to have him. He appeals to the younger generation in the French Antilles. Likewise, Riddler. Riddler is also a French artist from Guadeloupe. And he also collaborates with several of the bouillon artists in Dominica. So they will be performing with the global champions, Triple K.
The marketing executive says there is still one reggae act to be added to the lineup.
10 musical genres. We are somewhere in the high 90s in terms of completion towards that lineup. There's still a few major acts that we hope to complete, hopefully by the end of this week or by next week. But the 10 musical genres in Zouk, and from the French Antilles, we are privileged to have Harry Soudoyen. Harry Soudoyen is the lead vocalist of the group Shiktai. They performed there the second year of the festival, and he is a tremendous and a legendary figure in terms of Zouk music. The return of Frankie Vessa, and as a solo artist, Frankie Vessa is possibly the most successful in terms of sales of his music as a solo French artist. And that's who we felt was very important to bring back.
Other artists on the lineup for this year include Jacquior, Corinne Dubois, Elvis Crespo, Frankie Vincent, Class and Destra. Throughout the month of September, season tickets are on sale for only $200. The government of Dominica is a main sponsor of Dominica's World Creole Music Festival.
The Honorable Minister for Tourism, Ian Douglas, continues to advocate for community tourism as the way forward for the industry in Dominica. In his address in support of the 2014-2015 budget, Minister Douglas emphasized that communities should take advantage of the Waitukubuli National Trail and use community tourism as a means of generating more jobs in rural Dominica.
Community tourism is the way to go. Community tourism, especially through the Waitukubuli National Trail, can create and generate revenue in rural Dominica so that our persons can find jobs in the tourism industry.
Honorable Douglas also believes that a link between agriculture and tourism can be forged to foster growth and sustainability in both industries.
We believe that the tourism industry can work side by side with the agricultural industry and revitalize and help to sustain the agricultural industry, because we know from statistics that a great percentage of the produce generated from the agricultural industry find its way into the tourism industry, from fish to fresh fruits to vegetables, a number of, and in fact, most of the tourists, when they come to Dominica, that is the experience they want anyway.
All this, he says, will improve the overall visitor experience on the island while growing the economy. Just earlier this week, contracts were signed for the construction of a new road to Titu Gorge and the Roseau River Promenade.
President of the Dominica State College, Dr. Donald Peters, gives high praise for the level of service delivered at the Dominica State College. Speaking at the opening ceremony of the college's week-long orientation on Monday, Dr. Peters assured that the education received at the State College meets international standards.
This State College has friends all over the world, and therefore when you're done here, you can transfer your credits to any university anywhere in the Western world. That is what is most important, so that you know when you sit in this classroom, you're being taught by people who are well-credentialed, and the instructions that you're getting is parallel or probably better than anywhere else in the world.
This is evident in the performance of past students who chose to further their education abroad after their term at the DSC.
Our curriculum meets international standards, and our students have succeeded in North America. I remember, I think the last two valedictorian at one state university in Louisiana, Grambling State University, were Dominicans.
He also commended the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, who brought to fruition the vision for the institution.
Prior to 2000, when this college was conceptualized, there were only 91 students at college. Today, there are 1,800 of you. I think the Prime Minister of this country, who determined, who conceptualized and built this college, had something in mind. He had a vision to build a gateway to success. Now it's the opportunity to use it.
Dr. Peters noted that the school should not be criticized for its shortcomings, but the staff and students should work together to ensure its success. The Dominica State College was established in 2002.
In other news, newly elected chairperson of the Campbell-Desport Village Council, Kerry Saint-Hilaire, has pledged that the new council will work closely with the villagers to ensure the development of the community. Saint-Hilaire was addressing citizens at the 11th inauguration of the Campbell-Desport Village Council.
I am committed to usher a council that will integrate with the community, harmonizing our effort to develop that beautiful community of ours, Campbell. It is the time for youths of Campbell to rise and be more proactive in giving back to the community. The most senior ones have given effortlessly and still continue to show support towards the development of the community.
She also thanked the government of Dominica for its continued dedication to the villages of Campbell and Desport.
And a special thanks to our parliamentary representative, Honorable Rayburn Blackmore, and by extension the government of Dominica for their continued contribution towards the development of Campbell and Desport.
The Honorable Parliamentary Representative for Maho, Rayburn Blackmore, offered his words of advice to the newly elected councillors.
You have put yourself up for community service, and that you must take seriously. And the fact is, the example you set as councillors will determine the level of support you get from your community members. You must therefore, at all times, see your role as one of service to the community. And once you can do that, everybody shall follow you.
The Honorable Minister for Community Empowerment, Ambrose George, who spoke on behalf of the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, expressed his hopes that the new council will bring about new initiatives to enhance and develop the twin communities.
But I'm sure that with commitment and due diligence, that certainly you will do your best in serving your twin communities of Desport and Campbell, and that you will bring from your council plans and programs and projects along with the residents, which I'm sure will impact positively on the lives of the residents and the further development of your twin communities.
Other newly appointed councillors included Ashley Esprit, Darren Esprit, Ralph Esprit, Alda Madeir, Michelle Esprit, Cedric Desbon, and Sabina Christmas Riley.
Dominica's Water and Sewage Company, DOWASCO, continues to urge Dominicans to conserve water. At the handing over ceremony of 2 DOWASCO scholarships earlier this week, DOWASCO PRO Edward Registe took the opportunity to remind the population of the importance of using water wisely.
We continue to spread that word, and we thank the media for helping us to do that, that we still have a lot of wastage of water in Dominica. Many times we believe because we have a so-called 365 rivers that Dominica has a lot of water. But there are many countries that used to have a lot of water before and they have lost their freshwater resource. And so all of us, every Dominican has a role to play in ensuring that we conserve our freshwater resource, including the young ones.
Regis revealed that several Caribbean islands are already struggling to maintain their water resource. He noted that the abundance of water available in Dominica does not make the island immune to the same dilemma.
Let us change our mindset about Dominica has plenty of water, and so we don't need to do anything about it. We have to, because St. Lucia is now rationing water, so is Jamaica, and so are several other Caribbean countries, and we do not want to get to that point in Dominica. So I want to send out that message very loud and clear again to all Dominicans. These wet fetes and these things that we like to do, we have to curtail these activities because they do not help in our water conservation activities.
The last Sunday in September is designated as World Rivers Day. World Rivers Day was established to raise awareness on maintaining the health of rivers.
And finally, this news time, the Honorable Prime Minister Floissac announced that 45 women have been formally engaged under the National Employment Program, NEP, when he addressed the 25th inaugural meeting of the Grand Forks Village Council last Thursday. The nation's leader noted that the aim is to empower nationals irrespective of who they are.
When I came in here this afternoon, and I know Grand Forks very well, I've been here several times, and many of these women have children, they're single mothers. And come September, they will be in a position as independent women to provide for themselves and for their families. And this is what we have been doing in this country. Empowering people irrespective of who you are or where you come from.
These 45 women added to 25 men already employed brings to 70 the total number of individuals benefiting from the NEP in the Grand Forks constituency. Still on the topic of empowerment, the Honorable Prime Minister recognized the Council's returning female chairperson, Joyce Pascal, for her exemplary leadership qualities that have touched the wider community.
Miss Pascal is one of the persons in this community who loves this village more than most and who has committed her life to improving this community. And she could stay at home and don't bother the rest of the village. But she has recognized that she is from this village and she has a responsibility to this community to build it and to build it well. And she displayed great leadership. I want to tell you she's a no-nonsense person, But she has demonstrated great leadership.
Honorable Scarrett also took the opportunity to highlight his satisfaction with the attention given by women in the community to the newly constructed playing field.
Today also I visited the playing field because I wanted to see where the excess of $600,000 have gone. And I can tell you, I am very satisfied with the work that's been done on the playing field. When I went on the playing field and I saw the manner in which it's being kept, I told Ivor Stevenson, my friend there, and I don't want the men to take me to task. I say it must be women who have been taking care of this player. I didn't know that. And it's only after he told me, yes, it is some ladies who are taking care of the playing field. And I happen to have met some of them who I know very well afterwards. And I commend them and congratulate them because the way that they have been working on this playing field demonstrates their pride and joy, and they have been giving labor of love on this playing field because it is theirs.
He indicated that it is important for all individuals to safeguard and maintain those developments for sustenance of Dominica's resources. The Honorable Prime Minister assured that the Dominica Labour Party administration will continue to work to provide for Dominican women and single mothers, as empowered women play an integral role in the nation's development. And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en Creole. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, National Employment Program qui a bénéficié PEP Constituency Guanfond. Parole celle-là sorti au membre Parlement, Honorable Ivor Stevenson. Gouvernement Dominica a engagé femmes ou cela en bas programme là.
Le programme ça, c'est un programme qui est là déjà. Parce qu'il y a un homme qui est employé pour aider nous mettre plein field. Nous avons employé femmes dans les plein field là. Et puis, nous avons employé un homme pour faire travail en agriculture. Et puis, mon jeune homme qui a coupé les zèbres là en chemin en village là. Nous avons changé dans la net. So, nous avons déjà employé 25 personnes. Mercredi passé, ça nous a employé l'autre 45 femmes tout seules. Ça, c'est femmes qui ont des enfants, femmes qui ne peuvent pas travailler, en dehors, ils prennent des pièces à l'éducation secondaire, et puis ils peuvent aller au collège. So, c'est ça, c'est les jeunes femmes qui ont besoin de travail, parce qu'ils ont besoin de la vie. Et puis, ça nous voit qui nous cal taper ces femmes ça y va engager à différents travail. Nous avons gardé qu'on travaille pour faire et puis famine, travail pour faire et puis nettoyer place là, pour planter fleurs, travail pour faire pour aider les gens à la preschool, pour aider les enfants à l'école pour boire manger et puis aider les gens à la tourisme. Et puis je crois que là, ces gens ont commencé à travailler en mois de septembre. Toutes ces femmes, nous avons employé, ils sont bien contents parce qu'ils savent la vie est meilleure. Et puis, nous avons une différence dans ces villages-là.
En d'autres nouvelles, le gouvernement Dominique a couru programme aux enfants Bells et puis Saint-Joseph, qui a manger en l'école. Le programme ça a tapé 6 points en bas National Employment Program. Membre parlement pour Saint-Joseph, Honorable Kelva Darrow, fait parole qui s'est en place en septembre l'année là.
Hot Bells et puis Hot Saint-Jo, nous sommes un school feeding programme. Et puis, le programme ça là, c'est un programme qui a assisté ces enfants là, qui a venu à l'école et pas les manger. Et puis, nous parlons aller hot caillou pour vivre l'école encore. Ça c'est un beau task. So l'école là, nous avons un programme, nous avons préparé en 1000 bayo. Et puis ces gens là qui ont fait ça, ces cooks là, en bas National Employment Program là, nous avons bayo un stipend. So stipend ça là qui bayo anti-force. So nous avons dit merci pour National Employment Program et puis merci pour ces cooks là qui ont fait ça bayo ces enfants là qui ont commencé en septembre.
Compagnie de Wasco qui espère que les étudiants qui reçoivent des scholarships audio qui fait bien en l'école. Parole cela sorti officier relations publiques pour compagnie là Edward Regis pendant ces étudiants là reçoivent des scholarships mardi semaine là.
Ils ne pour faire bien, si ils pas fait bien, ils peut-être que perdre des scholarships là, mais nous avons pensé que yo ces enfants qui bien intelligents, nous tenons parler plus bonheur avec nos cas OSP à sur puis ça fait bon en l'école avec comme on dit plus bonheur nous-mêmes nous qui KNDO c'est pas ni pour ni bayo c'est cadeau avec pour nous finir avec eux non si vous besoin PSND si vous besoin avec homework si vous besoin avec n'importe quel projet vous qu'a faire nous-mêmes nous qui c'est font effort pour nous ça NDO comme ça nous ca bravo bayo nous pensons que apprécié ce cadeau à nous aujourd'hui avec nous un bon succès en travaillant à l'école secondaire.
Et puis finalement, projet Roseau River Promenade qui a augmenté business en ville Roseau. Selon Chief Technical Officer Ministries Edward Henderson, l'occasion rivandez pas en ordre, comme ça l'occasion neuf qui pour bâtir qui avance ça.
Si vous regardez comment bagaille à présent, place là pas belle. Mon net install yo, bagaille plywood, bagaille galvanized and so on. Nous n'y pas chez watt. Toutes ces qualités bagaille ça. Nous n'y pour tirer ces bagaille ça, faire aussi regarder comme place qui belle. On place mon les venir. So now ça qui encourager mon van, encourager business. Puis c'est qualité bagaille ça gouvernement les fait. Faire mon rentrer business, faire un petit l'argent pour faire petit bagaille à caillou. So programme ça, project ça qui fait qui projeté mon assis yon bank avec encourager business assis là, avec qui belle place là.
Messieurs mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle en créole pour à présent. Non moi c'est McPherson Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up, your tip of the day.
DOWASCO recognizes that clean water is vital to healthy living. Therefore, it spares no effort in providing a clean, safe, and reliable system. Help keep our rivers safe and clean. Do not cut trees along the riverbanks, and do not pollute with garbage, human or animal feces, and chemicals. Think water, think life.
People are attracted to kiwi fruit because of its brilliant green color and exotic taste. But the real uniqueness of kiwi fruit comes from its health benefits. Here are a few reasons why it's good to eat kiwi. Kiwis are a great source of fiber. This prevents constipation and other intestinal problems and helps bind and move toxins from your intestinal tract.
Kiwi also has a high level of potassium that helps keep your electrolytes in balance by counteracting the effects of sodium. Furthermore, kiwi helps fight diabetes and heart disease and keeps your skin clean and glowing. So if you haven't tried kiwi, now would be a great time.
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm.
Like us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I am Nisha Charles.
And I'm Tasia Floissac. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.